Hello, everybody. Simon Wetherell here from Australian Visas Thailand. And I just wanted to do a quick video for my friend Peter, an exciting new opportunity and company that they're doing called Education Pathway International. Now, as you know and understand, with COVID, there's a whole mess and confusion around how study works and international travel and everything else. These guys have provided a fantastic solution. Because of the uncertainty and everything, it's good to have knowledge and clarity about what you can do. They've got a product where you can spend the first year in your home of origin. In this case, we're talking about Thailand, where you can stay in Thailand and you can do your first year study, which will then be credited on the second year when you start in Australia. Now, there are some really great benefits to this and reasons why I really like it. The first one is, at the moment, 500 student class visas, or the subclass 500, are not being granted. It's almost impossible to get them granted, especially offshore. So even if you found the university you want to go to, even if you're enrolled, even if you have the certificate of entry, it doesn't matter, or certificate of enrollment, you are not going to be able to get your visa granted. Now, for a lot of them, they're offering that you can start learning online, and that's great. The problem is, for the visas, a lot of the subsequent visas, if you're looking at a 485 subsequent entrant or other visas that would then allow you to extend your stay in Australia, by doing this process, you're actually potentially missing out on the much needed time you need to be on the ground in Australia. Now, if your visa's been granted, Australia has said that your study, even if done online and offshore, will count towards that. But as people can't even get the student visa, that means that this study is basically not going to account for anything related to further visas in Australia. And worse, if you were to study through and you had a short degree and you finished that degree, you wouldn't get the Australian recognition of the component of study in Australia, which may impact you on further visas and opportunities later on. So what they've offered at Education Pathway International is a really good opportunity to sit down and learn about the culture and what you're going to experience when you go to Australia, how to prepare for that, how to take advantage of and get better results out of what's going to happen when you do arrive in Australia. And in the meantime, you can do study that is going to count towards that, learning those skills. You can also undertake study that will be able to get credits for when you start in Australia. Now, the advantage of this is obviously the costs are cheaper. And if you haven't got a student visa, you aren't going to be able to carry across the time that you're studying now into an Australian degree. So save costs, get your certificate of enrolment, and then that will last longer for your time in Australia. If you rush it through and you do it a lot of the study offshore, as said, you may not meet the requirements of the overseas component or Australian-based component of study. So this is something that really sets you up. It's going to give you a great opportunity. Unfortunately, Australia has come out recently and said until they have a very large base vaccination of at least, I think it's 70% adults across Australia, they are not going to start relaxing the student numbers and everything else. So this means we're in a situation that is going to continue for some time. So good advice, chat with the guys. They can have a look at it and they can really help set you up something where you can stay in an environment now that will count towards the future without impacting and reducing the amount of time that you are available to spend in Australia. With everything visas, they can be complicated. It's good to get advice, so ask the guys when you speak to them. Anyway, a quick message from me. I think it's a great idea. It's a great platform. These guys are trustworthy. They've been doing it for many, many years, well over a decade. And so you have some trustworthy companies, operators with great experience that will set you up for the future. Anyway, that's it from me. Any visa questions, let them or let myself know. And good luck with finding a solution.